All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. I rule well. Salutation to the Akim, the sincere brethren, preaching the truth to the four corners of the earth in sincerity. The brother Yakal coming here from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp in Trinidad with another lesson here. Lord's willing to be able to find scriptures, the scriptures that keep us alive, that keep us going. And Lord willing, we make it to the end with our same spirit, right? As the title reads, hold fast that which ye have learned, because really and truly, this is something what we have to do until the Lord comes. It's a spiritual fight too. It's basically like I picture in it, yeah, we have the knowledge of the truth and we're fighting, and it's gonna get tough. It's gonna feel like you're holding on and you could let go as in you're holding on like cliffhanger, right? But the thing is you can't let go, right? You can't let go. The reason why you can't let go is because we almost there. And if you let go, a man who turn his hand from the plow, as the scripture say, he is unfit for the kingdom of heaven. That's roughly paraphrasing. He isn't fit. He isn't deemed worthy. This fight had to continue until the end, right? This fight is something where brothers must watch themselves all the time and everything they do. As the scripture say, examine yourself, to see if whether you be in faith. We gotta constantly do that because really and truly, the fight that we fight, until the Lord comes, is basically the waiting on the Calvary. When you're watching these war movies and you're seeing that they holding back the enemy with the guns and the shooting and guns blazing everywhere and it's getting wild. But then here comes the Calvary with an airstrike. Here comes the Calvary with reinforcements. This is what we're waiting on, and that is Yahushua coming with them chariots and with the angels to turn it up, right? The reinforcements coming. So without further ado, I'm gonna get straight to the precept, right? Revelation, the second chapter, and verse 25. And it reads, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. The truth, faith, mostly faith, because really and truly your faith is in him, right? And he that overcometh, which is what overcome all the things that we must face in the future, and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. So the Lord already started to speak about the reward, right? To him you're gonna get power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessel of a potter shall they be broken to shivers. And that the Lord mentioned power over the nations, because the nations are going to be the one that fighting you down. The nations are going to be against you because you will be for this. We had entire time where they're going to ban these videos. They're going to ban us from being on the streets. They're going to ban it. And we're doing that. They're fighting us down. The penalties are jail time. The penalties are, a lot, and it's going to only increase, where they might even start to put some of us to death, as the scripture say. They're going to take some of you and cast you into prison, and they will even put some of you to death, right? So with us knowing this now, we understand that we must hold fast, we must hold it down. The scripture talk about the men them that stood stiffly. They are the ones that was crowned. You understand? Because really and truly, we had to hold it down and be loyal unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It's not about what we have now alone, and it's not about the time that we're in right now. This time that we're heading into, that is gonna be the fiery trial, where we're gonna have to really and truly stand for the Lord, as the Apostle Paul said, right? The Apostle Paul, he hold it down. Certain things was mentioned that he did, right? And I wouldn't go into it right now, but that is the mindset we ought to be in, the Maccabean spirit. hold fast until the Lord comes. So continuing, it says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, right? As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I receive of my Father. Right? So we're gonna be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. You understand? We're gonna be ruling these things, what we had to always remember. Keep in mind the reward. You know why I had to keep in mind the reward? Because sometimes the reward, when you keep it in mind, is what will keep you going. The reward, righteousness. Because think about it, this whole world being in righteousness is a reward by itself. Where your neighbor not watching you with that kind of eye, you don't have to work and slave to make anything, to make ends meet. The hatred in Israel as a nation gone, where all the curses lift up, you know, um, just the whole oppression on the on in our bundle, the oppression on our bundle. Women will be bringing forth children like with ease. Even for the women, they will be in the righteous mind where they wouldn't be coming up against the men of the Lord. Where they bullshit, right? Where they gonna know their place and they gonna be as women, as holy women. You understand? In righteousness. Coming back in the right mind, understanding what was really taking place all along. Right? So the women don't have nothing to worry about, but mostly the men, because the men are the whole they done right now for the Lord. And for the time that we are heading into, understanding the reward where the Lord say, ears have not heard, eyes have not seen. These things is really and truly is boost your faith. Right? It says, and I will give him the morning star. He that had a ear, let him hear. He that understand, let him understand what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Right? So on the whole, the title is Occupy Till I Come. So like I say occupy till I come. Hold fast, like until I come. There's even a precept where the Lord talk about to take heed. Right? Take heed. Let's see if I got that precept. Bear with me. Right, Hebrews. Book of Hebrews. Right. Hebrews chapter 2. Right. Can. Right. This is the book of Hebrews chapter 2 and 1. Therefore we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip. Now, I want to just pause for a cause to get the meaning of earnest. Right, bear with me here. I want to get on the online etymology. Right, this is earnest here. Right now, what the word earnest means is serious, right? So that let's bear with me here. This thing, right? Earnest means serious or grave in speech or action, right? And this is what is making the part that I like, where it says action. Take the more serious, take the more action, the action approach to the things that we have been taught, right? The scripture says, lest we make them slip, right? It says zealous, serious, have a little more zeal, take this a little more serious, because you're playing with your protection. You're playing with your own self. You understand? It's like, all right, the day coming where you've been training for all along. You've been training every day all along for this thing, and the day coming where you're gonna have to present yourself and show all that you've been taught. Right? It's like a welder. You understand? He welding for years and training in different institutions, learning to weld. But then now the time come where they put in a big task in front of him. He have to present himself. He have to show what he learned. You understand? So zealous, serious, seriousness. Let's see that anymore. Firmness, right? It says struggle. Well, vigorous, fight. Yeah, and I like all the definitions, to be honest. So we understand a little bit more what the scripture was talking about when it said to take the more earnest heed. Right? So let me go back to that precept. Right. Hebrews, the 2nd chapter, and 1 again. It says, therefore we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, which is what all the knowledge and of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all the things that you learn about the enemy. You've been studying the enemy for so long, but now you're coming to trust him. Now you're coming to rely on him. Hell no. Right? Lest at any time we should let them slip. For if the word spoken by angels was steadfast, and every transgression and disobedience receive a just recompense or reward, how shall we escape? Right? Listen to it. How shall we escape if we neglect so great salvation? How are we going to escape? And when it says escape, it's talking about the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. How are you going to escape judgment if you neglect so great salvation, which at the first began to be spoken of by the Lord, and was confirmed unto us by them that heard him? So, how are you going to escape? There's no escape in it. You understand? After you already learn this knowledge, and then after you're reaching the position where you have to exercise it and you don't, you're going to flick in, you're going to end up in judgment. There will be no cloak for your sin, as the scripture says. But the message really is to hold fast. You understand? Because we are going to be joined. Let me get that one time, Romans 8 and 16. Bear with me here. I got that precept one time, Romans 8 chapter verse 16. And it reads, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And if children, then heirs of Yahweh, and joined heirs with Yahushai. What is that heir? You know, like heir to the throne, heir to the kingdom, which is the kingdom of heaven. Right? Joined heirs with Yahushai. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. So when you understand the title of the video again, hold fast that which you have learned until I come, you know. It's basically telling you hold a little string, suffer a little bit, you know, suffer a little while. You understand what the scripture says? Is that yet is a little chastisement? Let me see if I get a little chastisement. Let me see. Let me see if I get it. See if I get it here. Bear with me here. A little chastisement. I don't think it's a little chastisement. Right. Let me see what precept is that. That's Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 5. That's why I couldn't find it here in the Bible Gateway. Because you had to go to the Apocrypha. Alright, bear with me here. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3. 5. Right. Verse 4. Read from verse 4. It says, and for though they be punished in the sight of men, right? That way, Lord says, suffer a little bit. To some it might seem to be what? To some it might seem to be misery, as is read in verse 2. You know, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die. Their shock, their departure is taken for misery. They might see we die and say, well, the men serving God and they die, and you know, they get their heads chopped off and whatever the case may be. That is how the Lord will look to them. You understand? I will continue reading, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. That's why we holding on for hold on a little bit longer, right? And having been a little chastised, which is the Lord consider all that we went through to be a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself. You understand? So that's why I say the title of the video again. Hold that which ye have till I come. Just hold on a little bit, because really and truly the outcome of it is glorious. The outcome of it is the kingdom of heaven. You just been a little chastised, it was nothing really. You understand? You know, so Yahushua said in Philippians, he said, let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahushua. Why he said that? Not only because he wanted to have the same mind and to think the same and everything, but also because he went through this. Yahushua went through this. He went through affliction, he went through being persecuted, crown of thorns, he was whipped. You know, they gave him vinegar to drink. All these things, but at the end of it, what did Yahushua say? He said, it is finished. You understand? It is finished, where he could have finished his work. So we know, and we know as walking epistles, we here to do the same and hold until the end. Scripture say, he that endure to the end, same shall be saved. Right? So now we got next precept here. Bear with me here. Alright. So okay, let's bear with me a little bit here. Trying to get a precept. I'm trying to bear in Revelation. Because it's basically saying the same thing, but I believe it could be Revelation, the 3rd or 4th chapter. Bear with me here. Revelation chapter 3. Let's bear with me. Right, this is the precept here. Let's now read from verse 10. This is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Now, going back to us holding it down until he comes. Right? Yes, it's for a reward. Yes, it's for everything to be joined heirs with Yahushua and all of the above. But what we have to understand also is that the Lord is not going to give us more than we could bear. He's not going to apply the pressure so much on you that you can't handle it. You understand? The Lord said you're going to leave a way to escape, and I'll read that precept after. He said, but with the temptation, he will leave a way for you to escape. Right? Because really and truly, the Lord loves us. And if you're that man doing everything that the Lord say, right? Everything the Lord say, you're doing it, and you're doing all the videos, you're being sincere, right? And you're holding down the name of Yahweh and the testimony until the end. He wouldn't forsake you when that time comes and then overwhelm you. You understand? The Lord knows how much you could take. So you got to keep in mind, right, with that. It says, and continuing, it says, he will keep you from the hour of temptation if you keep his word and his patience. That you do take the mark, you do result to giving up, turning back from the plow, you know, you keep in obedience, to the, in the doctrine of Yahweh, it says, which shall come up upon all the world to try them, which is the mark, to try them that dwell upon the earth, right? Behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown, right? Let me see. I'll read verse 12. It says, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power. You understand? And he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from Yahweh, and I will write upon him my new name. Right? And you know, again, he that had an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. So I'll bring one more precept here and I'll close. And that is precept I say that is 1 Corinthians 10 chapter. Right. Bear with me here. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. 1 Corinthians 10 and supposed to be about 12 to 13. Right, verse 13. 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. It said they had no temptation, right? Going back to what the Lord said, He will leave a way for you to escape. They had no temptation taken you, but such is as common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. You know, that might happen to the two-third, because they don't have no love in them, they don't have the Spirit on them, they have no care for the Lord, and they have to suffer death through pain, right? It says, but will with that temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So the Lord will make it that you're able to tolerate it, you can bear it. It's pain in it, but there's nothing that you can handle. You understand? So saying all that is to come back to the title of the video again. Hold that fast, which thou hast learned, you know, because really and truly, this is what we had to do. We had to keep in remembrance the time that we're in. Because they're going to send things to attack our faith, and we had to brush it off. Right? So, Lord's willing, this was edifying through the Spirit and power. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I want to say, Kala Layam La, Alahaya Nawa, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Bahashem Makakodash, the Lord unto the elders and apostles of Great Milton and real well. Salutation to the Aki, I'm preaching this truth to the four corners that it in sincerity. Shalom.